everyone. This is Girish. I'm here at Chuck James Music School, and today we're going to be talking about two of the most important and fundamental guitar fingerstyle techniques. They're called rest strokes and free strokes. This technique can totally be applied to all different types of guitar playing, from classical guitar playing, steel string guitar playing, even ukulele playing, electric guitar playing, and even bass playing. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So the very first thing that we want to do is set our touch point on the bottom left hand corner of the guitar, and that's where our arm, or the crook of our elbow, is going to meet the guitar. This works in both the classical and the folk style of holding your instrument. So once you've got that touch point, you want to let your hand rest very naturally with your fingers curved on the strings. Think of your fingers almost as being like legs and that they're squatting down. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to raise up or stand up our fingers by lifting our wrist just a little bit up from the strings. Now, from there, I'm going to put my thumb on the 6th string and my index finger on the 1st string. This is going to put me in the ready position to play my first rest or free stroke. Now, I want you to keep in mind that when we're doing both rest strokes and free strokes, we want to move our fingers from our big knuckle joint that's closest to our hand, the one that's at the root of our finger. We want to keep all the other joints loose and relaxed. And we also want to keep our wrist relaxed over here. Some people play with a wrist that is a little bit more straight, and some people play with a wrist that's a little bit more curved. You're going to want to experiment and find out what's the best for you. Some people play with fingernails like I do, and some people play with no fingernails. Again, you're going to want to experiment and see what works best for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and play a rest stroke. From this playing position, I'm going to move my fingertip through the string so that it rests on the next string over. Like that. Now, as I'm moving my finger through the string, I'm letting this last joint of my finger yield. Some people say collapse or buckle, letting it relax and yield so that I'm not really forcing my finger to stay straight. I'm keeping my finger relaxed and just moving again from that joint. And now we're going to talk about free strokes. These are very similar to rest strokes, but instead of resting on the next string over, we're going to let our finger come up and away from that string and into our palm. Again, still moving from our big joint, our big knuckle, closest to our hand. So rest strokes and free strokes are the most fundamental guitar strokes. They form the basis for all types of playing, including fingering arpeggiated chords, single notes, all sorts of things. So the secret to making your rest strokes and free strokes faster and more accurate is relaxing quicker after you play through the stroke, so that your finger comes back to that ready and play position quicker. It's also important to try to return your finger back to the same location every time. So you want to be able to feel the string on your fingertip in the same location every single time. When I'm first starting my practice for the day or my warm-ups for the day, I like to give my fingers on each of those strings a little squeeze so I can really feel and memorize where they're going to end up. And rest strokes and free strokes work the same way for each of your fingers. You can do them for your index finger, for your middle finger, or for your ring finger. It works the same way for your thumb, even though your thumb moves in a different direction. So that was rest strokes and free strokes. And if you're interested in learning more about rest strokes and free strokes and other types of finger style, come book a lesson with me at Chuck James Music School. Thank you.